It's a Math Amazing Tuesday, grade 11 learners of 𝗲𝗲𝗀𝗿. Welcome to another episode of radio-based instruction in probability and statistics. Today's lesson is anchored on the most essential learning competency number 17 for probability and statistics subject, with its topic, mean and variance of sampling distribution. Are you all ready to learn? That's great! By the way, together with you today is Sir Jester E. Pescadero and with my content developer, Sir Jeffrey T. Alfonso from Pantukan National High School Integrated Senior High School. Our objective for this learning session is to find the mean and variance of a sampling distribution of a sample mean. Today's discussion is quite interesting, since we are going to explore sampling distribution. To ignite your mind, engage in our activity, the pretest. This activity enables us to determine terminologies that are helpful in our discussion. Direction. With the given jumbo letters, complete the statement below by arranging the letters. Write your answer on your answer sheets. Number 1. We have a letter A, S, N, L, M, I, P, G. And its hint is, the blank distribution of a sample mean is frequency distribution of the sample means taken from a population. The answer is sampling. Very good. Number 2, we have O, P, M, A, R, S, I, J, H. And its hint is, the blank of a sampling distribution of a sample means is the bar graph constructed by plotting the sample means along the horizontal axis and the problem along the vertical axis. The answer is correct, histogram. Number 3. The letters are A, M, E, N. Its hint is, the blank of a sampling distribution of a sample means is equal to the mean of the population. The answer is very good. That is mean. Number 4. R, O, R, E, R. And its hint is, standard blank of the mean is the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. The answer is error. That's great. And for the last, number 5, we have D, E, X, E, P, E, T, C. Its hint is, mean is also called blank value. The answer is, that's great, expected, or that is, mean is also called expected value. You did it great. Good job. Let us continue. The totality of the subjects or people, animal, or objects under consideration is called population, while the portion chosen from a population is called the sample. The process of taking sample is called sampling. And random sampling is a sampling technique in which each member of the population is given an equal chance to be chosen as part of the sample. The lottery method, drawing method, or the use of random numbers can be used to accomplish random sampling. The measurement of quantity that describes the population is called the parameter. And the measurement or quantity that describe the sample is called statistics. We also know that the population can be represented by its sample. Thus, our topic for today is to find the mean and variance of sampling distribution. To begin with, kindly get your module on probability and statistics with mean and variance of sampling distribution as its topic, a pen and a paper. Then, let's start. Study the given condition, then try to analyze the problem. Consider a population consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Suppose sample of size 2 are drawn from this population. Describe the sampling distribution of the sample means. To solve this problem, we need to recall first the mean, which is represented by mu, and variance represented by sigma squared. The mean of the population is computed using the formula summation of x over n, and the variance is computed using the formula summation of the quantity x minus mu raised to the power of 2 all over n. Applying this formula from our example, we have mean is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 over 5, and that is equal to 15 over 5, and that is equal to 3. For our variance, we need to construct a table to make it easy to get with x minus mu, and x minus mu squared as its headings. So for x column, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When x is 1 minus our mean, which is 3, x minus mu is equals to negative 2. And negative 2 squared is equal to 4. When x is 2, that is 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. When x is 3, that is 3 minus 3 is 0. 0 squared is 0. When x is 4, that is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. 1 squared is 1. And when x is 5, that is 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Now, to get the summation of x minus mu squared, all we need to do is to add all the result. We have 4 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 4, and that is equal to 10. Therefore, the variance is 10 over 5, and that is equal to 2. Why it is important to determine the mean and variance of population, where in fact we are only interested in the mean and standard deviation of sample means? Well, aside from it is important in comparison in our analysis, mean of a population is also important in finding the variance of a sample mean. To get the mean of a sample distribution of sample means, first thing to do is to construct a sampling distribution, which I believe you already know in your previous lesson. Similarly, we also need to know the number of possible samples. And in this case, all we need to do is to apply our knowledge in combination. That means, from our previous example, we have 5 population and a sample of 2. So that means 5 combination of 2, we have 10 possible samples. And that's our 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 4, 3 and 5, and 4 and 5. And for each sample, we will get its mean. So So for 1 and 2, the mean are or is 1.5. Then 2, then 2.5, then 3, 3.5, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 4, and 4.5 respectively. After determining the mean of a sample, we will now find the mean of a sampling distribution of the sample means by applying the formula for the mean of sampling distribution, which is equal to the summation of the quantity x bar times p of x bar, where x bar is the sample mean and p of x bar is the probability of a sample mean. Since we already know the sample mean, all we need to do is to find each probability for the sample mean. But before that, let's take a short break and be back for more. During our break, try to solve the problem using the given formula. So don't go away, we will be right back after a short commercial.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by Nueda Builders Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, Phoenix 𝗝𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗿𝗆 Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And now, we are back. Are you still there? It's great. How was the problem? Did you solve it? Well, to check, let us continue. After getting the sample mean, let us construct a sampling distribution of a sample means. So we have the sample means are 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. With its corresponding frequency, we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, respectively. And the total number of samples is equal to 10. So the probability of 1.5 is 1 over 10, for 2 is 1 over 10, for 1.5 is 1 over 5, then for 3 is 1 over 5, and 3.5 is 1 over 5. For 4 is 1 over 10, and for 4.5, that is also equal to 1 over 10. Then, compute the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. So, follow this procedure. First, multiply the sample mean by its corresponding probability. And second is add the result. So, based on our table, we have sample mean is 1.5 times its probability, which is 1 over 10. So x times p of x is 0.15. 2 times its corresponding probability, which is 1 over 10. The answer is 0.20. 2.5 times its probability, which is 1 over 5, is 0.50. 3 times its probability, 1 over 5, that is equal to 0.60. 3.5 times its probability, 1 over 5, that is equal to 0.70. 4 times its probability 1 over 10, that is equal to 0.40. Then 4 times its probability 1 over 10, that gives us 0.45. So add all the result, we have 0.15, 0.20, 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, 0.40, 0.45. The result is 3.00. So that means that the sampling distribution of a sample mean is 3. Next is to find the variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means. To compute for the variance, it would help us if we follow the following steps. Number 1, subtract the population mean from each sample mean. Label this as x bar minus mu. Second, square the difference. Label it as the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. 3. Multiply the result to its corresponding probability. Label it as P of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. Then number 4 is to add the result. That would be the variance of the sampling distribution of sample mean. Okay, from our example, we have x is 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, and 4.5. Our P of x are 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. So x bar minus mu is negative 1.5 and its squared is 2.25. We have negative 1 and its squared is 1, negative 0.5 and its squared 0.25. We have 0 squared is 0, 0.5 squared is 0.25, and 1 squared is 1, and 1.5 squared is 2.25. Next is to multiply the probability and the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. So we have 1 over 10 times 2.25 is 0.225. 1 over 10 times 1 is 0.100. 1 over 5 times 0.25 is 0.050. 1 over 5 times 0 is 0. 1 over 5 times 0.25 is 0.050. 1 over 10 times 1 is 0.100. And 1 over 10 times 2.25 is 0.225. Add all the result. We have 0.225 plus 0.100 plus 0.050 plus 0 plus 0.050 plus 0.100 plus 0.225. That gives us a result which is equal to 0.0750. Since the variance of sampling distribution of sample mean is equal to the summation of P of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared, and it is equal to 0.750, therefore, the variance of the given sampling distribution of the sample mean is 0.750. Now, let's proceed. This time, it is your turn to answer the given problem by following the procedure given earlier. Consider a population consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Suppose sample of size 3 are drawn from this population. Describe the sampling distribution of the sample means. What is the mean and variance of the sampling distribution of the sample means? Remember that in finding the mean and variance of sampling distribution, it is also important that we know the mean and variance of the population. So the mean of the population is equal to 3. Very good. How about the variance? The variance of population is 2. Very good. It is also important that we are aware how many possible samples can be drawn. So the number of samples is 10. Great. What was your sampling distribution for sample mean? If your answer is similar to this one, then you got it right. We have the sample, we have 2, or sample mean, we have 2, 2.3, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. With its corresponding probability, 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. Then, you got it right. After this, you can solve for the mean. Following similar procedure, you will arrive with this. Okay, we have sample means as stated as follows: 2, 2.33, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. Then the probability is 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, and 1 over 10 respectively. So multiplying the sample mean to its probability, so that gives us 0.15, 0.20, 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, 0.40, and 0.45 respectively. Add all the results, so that gives us 3. So that's great. The mean of the sampling is also equal to 3. So since you already know the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean, our next target is to get the variance. Okay, by following the procedure given earlier, it would ace the process. So if your answer is like this, we have x 2, 2.33, 2.67, 3, 3.33, 3.67, and 4. Then we have p of x 1 over 10, 1 over 10, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 5, 1 over 10, 1 over 10. Then our x bar minus mu is negative 1, negative 0.67, negative 0.33, 0, 0.33, 0.67, and 1 respectively. We have x bar minus mu squared is 1, 0.4489, 0.1089, 0, 0.1089, 0.4489, and 1 respectively. Then we have p of x bar times the quantity of x bar minus mu squared. We have 0.1, 0.044, 0.022, 0, 0.022, 0.044, and 0.1 respectively. So add all the result. We have its summation is equal to 0.33. Then you did it great. So that is a good job. Any clarifications? Drop on a comment section so that we can entertain it later on. Now, try to investigate your answer, both the mean and variance of the population and the sample distribution. Utilize the break time to study your answer. As for now, we will have a short break and be back for more. So don't go away, we will be right back after a few moments.
The Radyo Z-eskwela program of the Division of Davao de Oro is being brought to you by 𝗝𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗃 Construction and Supply Incorporated, Maverick Builders Incorporated, Mitch Construction and Supply, Archicons Architectural Construction and Supply, DB Construction and Supply, Hanaway Builders Corporation, 𝗝𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗃𝗿 Gasoline Station, Master Construction and Supplies, Mackenzie Builders, GP&H Construction Incorporated, Metro Gear Construction Corporation, NEN Builders and Development Services Corporation, Max Mays Enterprises Incorporated, We Inc. Construction Company, Rangay Construction and Supply, East Sussex Enterprise, WM Construction, Councilor Boogie and Miss Marjorie Vertodazo, Icon Builders and Supply, and Apex Mining Company Incorporated.
And we are back. How are you, students? Are you still fine? Great! How was your investigation on the answer from your previous example? What did you observe? Okay, for those watching on Facebook Live, feel free to drop your conclusion on the comment section together with the hashtag @MathSayangMatuto so that we can assess your thoughts. Again, for those watching Facebook Live, feel free to drop your conclusion on the comment section together with the hashtag @MathSayangMatuto. As part of the conclusion of the mean of the population and sampling distribution, here is one property of sampling distribution of sample mean. The properties state that the mean of the sampling distribution of a sample means is equal to the population mean mu. In symbol, that is mu sub x bar is equal to mu. Now, kindly get a pen and a sheet of paper, then answer the following questions as evaluation for today's discussion. Given the population 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8, suppose samples of size 3 are drawn from this population. Again, given the population 1, 3, 4, 6, and 8, suppose sample of size 3 are drawn from this population. Number 1. What is the mean, that is mu, and variance, sigma squared, of the population? What is the mean and variance of the population? So as your key for corrections, this is the answer. You have mean is 4.4 and variance is 5.84. But what I want is the process. So include your solution on the module you will return on the next retrieval. Number 2. How many different samples of size 3 are drawn from the population? How many different samples of size 3 are drawn from this population? Okay, so as your key for correction, that is 10 samples. And for number 3, find the mean, that is mu sub x bar, and variance, that is sigma squared sub x bar, of the sampling distribution of sample mean. Again, find the mean and variance of the sampling distribution of sample mean. As your key for correction, this is the answer. So, mean is 4.4 and the variance is 0.97. But as what I have said, all I need is the process. So, include the process on the next module you will return. You did it great! Good job! Pass that one together with your module on the next retrieval so that your teacher can commend your good work. That would be all for this afternoon. Have a blessed day and keep safe, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Z-eskwela Executive and Technical Working Committee. The school's Division Superintendent, Euphemia T. Gamutin Seso 5. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Romel R. Handayan. Curriculum Implementation Division OIC Chief, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. School Governance and Operations Division, Dr. Ruben J. Riponte. Program Director, Dr. Arlene B. Lim. Assistant Program Director, Noemi P. Canales. Members, Cecilia Morales, Dr. Hilda A. Opeña, Dr. Eldecris B. Calzadora, Dr. Dexter A. Siquinia, Nohara O. Pinute, Dr. Grace D. Pontillas, Dr. Renato N. Pakpakin, Dr. Andy P. Cabodok, Juanito Lapiceros, Engineer Norberto S. Manlangit, Ryan Villanueva, Jomar M. Dumupoy, Bob Daylan S. Milabat, Medard D. Apit, and Paz Eugenia Villusino. Technical Working Committee, Production and Communications, Lorely E. Quijano, Given G. Hinampas, Judiland T. Yu, Donna D. T. Bolivar, Mary Rose N. Resma, Riwen C. Manuel, Irene Lea C. Manguhon, and Bessie Aya N. Banyes. Social Media and Packaging Team, Christian Anhara L. Martesio, William R. Lanara, Joan T. Iscoton, Roberto S. Acusar Jr., May B. Istaniol, Richard H. Arellano, Ralph A. Tabanyag, Angelo C. Gutierrez Jr., Jade Karen R. Arais, Eliza May Garsuta, Sedi S. Caballero, and Jane S. Caballero. Sa Z-eskwela, siguradong masaya. Right and only here at Z Radio 88.5, ang istasyong siguradong lingaw, siguradong kuyaw.